we are now going to hear or watch the video of those members who are not here today.
This is a very good moment when we are enjoying the 7th Global China Dialogue, when we're looking at the reform of global governance, to think of the Global China Academy. That's the creation of Professor Zhang Chang and many others who've helped over the last 10 years or so to build something which will contribute in a lasting way to understanding between China and the rest of the world. The basic philosophy behind it is that we understand each other better if we do things together. And the creation of the Global China Academy and the Global Century Press are, I think, practical things which can contribute to this greater understanding. It's been a huge pleasure for me over recent years to be able to help in this project, and I do wish it every success in the coming decade and hopefully even longer than that. So it's with great pleasure that I say that I welcome and hope for the increasing success of the Global China Academy over the coming years. Good luck to you all, and thank you very much for the chance that I've had to help towards it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Qian, a life professor of the School of Social Sciences and the director of the Center for Aging Studies at Tsinghua University of China. I'm also Chinese Honorary President of Global China Academy, co-chair of Global China Dialogue Organizing Committee, and co-editor of the Global Center Press China Urbanization Studies books series. I'm very honored to accept invitation of Professor Martin Albrow, Professor Tony McHenry, and Professor Xiaodong to become the founding fellow and the Chinese chair of Global China Academy Council. I'm willing to work with social scientists and experts from all fields at home and abroad, making contribution to the creation of the platform for dialogue and exchanges between China and the world. I wish the Global China Academy bring better and better. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening everyone. I'm Lizhong, a professor of sociology and director of the Research Center for Social Theory at Peking University. I'm glad to see you all online tonight. Today's world is undergoing a process of tremendous change. It brought us many new challenges and requires us to find reasonable solutions and response. The Research Center for Social Theory at Peking University is one of the supporters of the Global China Dialogue series, and I am the co-editor of the Chinese discourse book series that published by the Global Century Press. I'm very pleased that the Global China Academy, which created the Albrow platform for scholars and experts worldwide, is officially launched today. I'm very honored to be invited by Professor Martin Albrow, Professor ZHANG, and the Global China Academic Council as the academy's founding fellow and the Chinese president. I will try my best to serve you and make my own efforts to promote mutual exchange and understanding among scholars of study on China in a global context. I sincerely wish that the global China academy will make greater achievements in the future. Thank you.
女士们、先生们，大家好！非常荣幸地接受常向群教授、Tony McNally 教授和马丁·阿尔伯劳教授的邀请，成为全球中国学术院创院院士及理事会中方非执行主席。我是张晓东，江苏敏捷创新经济管理研究院、南京财经大学创新创业研究院院长及特聘教授。我是一个跨界者，从工业文明到数字文明，从事对于数据、数字化、数业经济、数业社会的研究及实践，深刻体会到在当今全球互联的世界，不存在离开全球的中国，也不存在遗忘中国的全球。几年来参加全球中国对话等活动，更深感全球中国学术院生逢其时，大有可为。唯愿与大家一起协力同行，将全球中国学术院打造成具有广泛和深远影响力的学术及交流平台，为共创人类福祉而不懈努力。谢谢大家。
Dear chairs, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, in these strange times of pandemics, I cannot join this important event. You see, I joined from my living room and also equipped with some Chinese-style environment. I am really happy to join this initiative, and I want to congratulate the organizers of Global China Academy to launch this initiative. Once upon a time, there was another kind of globalization. And I show you just a book. Wait a second. Maybe you can recognize something. This is a book about the wisdom of the Chinese. And it was published in the 18th century, the first part, by the most significant, important philosopher of the German Enlightenment before Kant, Christian Wolff. And he was at that time a professor at a university close to my university, Erfurt University, which is Halle, so a long history also of these universities. And Wolff was very influential in his time. And he believed that the Chinese had developed already a kind of practical philosophy that he deemed important to overcome the backwardness of Europe in these absolutist times. This did not last long. I think beginning with Kant, the Germans started to forget the Chinese, and Hegel was very pronounced in saying that Confucianism is not a philosophy at all. And so the picture changed entirely. And even in China. So the Chinese, as we all know, in the 20th century were convinced that modernization would mean to study the West. Of course, keeping Chinese essence, some cultural essence, but it was not even fully clear what that would mean. In the 1990s, I noticed that this is a big problem. So there is a flow of ideas from West to East, China, but almost no flow back, as in these days of Christian Wolff. China was very influential in intellectual terms, but it was just an episode in intellectual history. At the turn of the millennium, I organized together with the famous Chinese economist Mao Yushi an initiative to make social science research, Chinese social sciences research, accessible to a global public. That was funded by Robert Bosch Foundation, but it did not last long because people thought it's not that significant. And so I'm really, really happy that now we have this new attempt. Now with much more institutional backing, and I hope also a little money, of course, to launch vehicles which allow for the transfer of Chinese thought, Chinese social science thinking, Chinese thinking in the humanities to the world, really to globalize not only Chinese intellectual contributions, but really to globalize also our what is still dominated by Western ideas in philosophy, social sciences, and so on. And I'm also very proud that I was invited to be vice president of this initiative, responsible for European engagement. I have no clear idea what that would mean, but at least given my past activities, I can imagine the possibilities. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. Now, as I understand, this is a sort of message delivered at dinner. Please enjoy dinner. I hope some Chinese delicacies, and I really regret that I cannot be with you. Thank you for your attention.
Good evening. I am Peter van der Veer, and I'm an anthropologist who has worked for nearly 30 years on the topic of religion and nationalism in India. In the last 20 years, I have become interested in comparing India and China. I have done field work in Fujian about religious networks between Fujian and Singapore, on religion in the border areas of China and Vietnam, as well as on urban religion in Shanghai. The main reason that I have accepted the invitation to become a live member of the Global China Academy is that I feel that it is impossible to have a social science that does not include Chinese society. Over the last 20 years, I have tried hard to connect Chinese anthropologists and sociologists with their counterparts in the West. I'm especially interested in fieldwork in China that enables us to ask comparative questions. I hope that a Global China Academy will be an element in the attempt to integrate Chinese social science and Western social science. I look forward to participating in this endeavor. Thank you.
被授予全球中国学术院院士的称号，我感到非常荣幸。改革开放以来，中国的人文社会科学事业取得了长足的发展，对外交流也越来越活跃。全球中国学术院在推动关于中国问题的比较研究等方面做了很多重要的工作。我能成为学术院的一员，真的是非常高兴。我相信，今后全球中国学术院作为交流平台、学术研究平台的作用会发挥的越来越明显。我期待着在疫情过后，与全球中国学术院的各位院士能够有更多的交流。祝全球中国学术院越来越好。
Good evening, everyone. My name is Prasenjit Dwara. I am the Oscar Tang Chair Professor of East Asian Studies at Duke University in the United States. This evening, I wish to congratulate President Martin Albrow and the Global China Dialogue for the launch of the Global China Academy. I am very honored to be appointed a life fellow of the Academy, and I fully support and endorse the publication plans of the Academy on such pressing topics of our times as reform of global governance and related issues. So once again, congratulations, and I'm sorry I cannot be there in person, much as I would like to, but have a good time and good wishes, best wishes for the Academy.
I'm Ping Zheng, Professor of Jilin University of China. 我研究的领域是文化社会学和文化哲学。我非常高兴成为英国全球中国学术院院士。我曾经访问过英国，和英国学者一起交流有关全球化的社会发展和文化发展的问题。我和英国著名的马丁·阿尔布劳教授有长期的学术交流的友好关系。我非常愿意努力推动中国和英国两国学者之间的学术交流和合作，并祝愿这个英国全球中国学术院越办越好。
Dear Professor Zhang, Professor McNary, Professor Lee, Professor Hie, ladies and gentlemen, Dajiahao. I'm deeply honored by the kind invitation to become a Life Fellow of the Global China Academy, and I apologize for not being able to share today's launch of the Academy in person. My name is Bettina Granzo, and I'm affiliated with the China Studies Institute at the Freie Universität Berlin. Chinese sociology is one of my research fields, and I'm grateful to Professor Zhang Qiang for bringing me into the China in Comparative Perspectives network around a decade ago. I'm sure that the Global China Academy will become an excellent platform for intensifying our collaboration, particularly in these challenging times. I'm looking forward to a fruitful cooperation and wish you a successful start of the new Academy and a great evening. Ganbei.
Hello there. I'm Gu Yiguo, greeting you in Beijing. I retired from the Chinese Academy as a linguist by training 2 years ago. I was invited back at the same time by Beijing Foreign Studies University to work on artificial intelligence and human language research lab. I've been working on Chinese corpus linguistics, particularly multimodal corpus linguistics, for about 30 years. I'm also interested in Chinese painting, Chinese calligraphy, Chinese writing system, and traditional Chinese medicine. I feel honored and privileged to be a member of the Academy. I wish the Academy all the success. Okay, see you.
That's all the videos. Thank you very much. I think dinner is ready to be served. Thank you.
Thank you.